Hey, traders. Happy Saturday. Hope you're having a good one. Happy first day of spring. And Bitcoin's doing kind of nothing, right? I mean, it's doing something, but, you know, kind of stuck in a range between 58K and, I don't know, you got us high today is almost $60,000. But what's really going on, you look left. The February 21st high. You are currently above it, which it was very close last night to breaking it and falling, you know, to probably the demand line, and it rallied and it's hit the supply line, right? The down sloping resistance. And we were talking about yesterday, all we're doing, we have ourselves price contraction, very neutral. So there are just too many sell orders to get Bitcoin to break out. And right now, until this changes, right? When new pieces of data, there's too much demand to drop a Bitcoin lower than that pretty freaking critical area from February 21st, right? So that's what's going on. You got a supply line and a support, and you're squeezed between the two right now. You just had this long extended amount of positive momentum on the 4 hour that's just every time you try to rally, it's just lower levels every time. And it's not really helpful. I mean, you'd think, oh, it could be bearish just as easily as it could go bullish. It's not. I mean, like, there was hidden bearish divergence, but it really kind of fizzled. I mean, you could say it's still going on, but I don't know there's that much help right now on the oscillators. Just making it more, of course, you know, nebulous of what the outcome of all this would be. Or I did tweet about it today, where we just have a bullish pattern and a parabolic trend with bearish divergence. Here it is, right? I mean, you can't break the supply line. You can't go any lower, man. I mean, you go any lower, you're going negative. I mean, it could happen today, but you think tomorrow, definitely going red unless the bids come in and it just starts going positive again. And that happens, right? Where you're losing positive momentum. Oh man, it just keeps waning, and then what? Just bids come in and the histogram island just builds to higher levels. All right, so yeah, man, this is very real, but no damage done yet, no reversal yet, which is being implied by this the RSI and the MACD histogram. Yay, shadow ban. Everyone's complaining about it. Awesome. So I should just stop streaming. Okay, I guess I should do that, right? Cool. Very cool. Saturday. That's what I get, right? You know, it's the universe saying, why are you live on a Saturday? There's no point. So that's this Bitcoin daily 4 hour. No change really from yesterday at all. I mean, it's the same consensus. And then you've got Ethereum that, you know, it's just as bearish as it was, right? I mean, you just climbed a little bit higher, and actually you're now matching that left shoulder of the potential head and shoulders pattern. Now you have a right shoulder until you break 1872 for real, like strong, like convincing argument breakout above that. You're still got that potential head and shoulders at the pattern completion zone of a bearish cipher pattern, hidden bearish divergence on the daily. So, I mean, like, this still is a really bearish argument, but we understand if Bitcoin bullish pattern plays out in the parabolic uptrend, there's absolutely no way this bearish formation will complete and run to lower prices. It just won't be possible because it's just going to go well with Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin reverses on the bearish divergence, you could understand how perfect this would be to play the bearish divergence on the macro, which is Bitcoin. So that's it. Wow, riveting, right? Nothing's changed since yesterday, really, except some altcoins have had some good rallies. That a lot of the rally has been taken back, but not XRP. XRP's up 17+%. It's continued to catch bids. VeChain's up 15%. Big Brother XLM is only up 9%. So, I mean, you do have some altcoins that have had some decent runs last night, a lot of them. And again, with Bitcoin pulling back so much like it just did, you know, I mean, we're talking it was at 59,400 and went all the way down to 58,120. That did affect a lot of the altcoins that were making their way up, right? They were just lagging behind. So I guess let's look at Litecoin. That really doesn't. It's the same thing as Ethereum, where it's just like, if Bitcoin dumps, it'll be a great argument for downside. But if Bitcoin pumps, then this bearish argument will get invalidated. It'll probably run up to 228 again. So, all right, you got like bearish cipher hit the PCC and reversed at the PCC. I can't believe it, right? Oh my God. Hidden bullish divergence manifested into a continuation of the upside, but very pathetic so far. Very pathetic. Just more like bearish consolidation, but you're still above 195 till you break 195 the downside. You're okay. That's what I'm saying, man. It's like Litecoin, Ethereum, they look like they're setting up for lower prices, but it will never happen if Bitcoin is too bullish. Okay? Bear pole, bear flag. The target would be 172, 179. Only if Bitcoin dumps. Wow, I have to keep saying that. All right. So anyway, we go to Tron that did something that makes plenty of sense, right? I mean, in the end, come on. I mean, dude, you broke above 4.8 cents. You back tested it not once, but twice. On the second test, what happened? Classic bullish divergence. That's the stuff you come to this stream to find, to learn about. If you don't know about it, then you're able to identify this stuff on other charts alone, and you're able to find an edge. And so since then, what did it do? It ran up to 5.6 cents, 6.2 cents, and is now reversing. Okay, great. After its highest run of the entire rally, multi-year highs, I believe, on Tron. Multi-year highs on Tron off of beautiful technical indication, right, of confirmation that what was once resistance is now support. Okay? Burn this image in your mind, man. Like, this is the stuff that can make you money. So it just keeps happening over and over and over again. These coins will break above resistance, they'll back test them once and then twice, and then it's off to the races. Because good traders like confirmation. Scrubs don't like confirmation. Alright, so now, I mean, if you can't hold above 6.2 cents, you probably could find your way back down to 5.6 cents. Easily going to happen to Bitcoin. Is not able, if this bearish divergence plays out on Bitcoin, you know Tron's going back to 5.6 cents, if not lower. So that's it, man. There's not really much to look at because we've been monitoring this. Patrons have been pinged about this. You knew about all that going on, and now look what's happened after. So it's just your standard.
You see what happens, Larry?
Yeah, you see what happens, Larry. When you back test old resistance as support twice. Yep. Okay. VeChain, just run away, man. Running away. Beautiful uptrend. I mean, we could plot a parallel channel here that would, you know, be artwork, right? But it's above a 1.618. The golden mean ratio is around 7.6 cents, and it's above it, man. It's just too strong. We're talking about XABCD stuff. Powerful. A price discovery. It has not hit 10 cents. You think that's the target, right? Very, very big psychological resistance on VeChain. Just look at this, dude. It is beautiful, right? What a trend. And you're at the top of the channel, right? I mean, that anchor point there, you got touches here, and now you got it again. You're trying to break. I mean, you break it, it's just probably going to run out to 10 cents before pulling back. $0.10, probably, at this point. If you're ever bought, it's nothing out of the ordinary, nothing crazy. This is just one of those outperformers that you got to be paying attention to. Killing it. 14.6% up on the day. All right. Look at this, dude. XRP. If you watch the stream, if you're a part of the community, you knew what was going on. This was looking bullish. It was in the perfect context. It was a bullish Harmonic pattern, what? A bullish shark pattern. A low, higher low, higher lows. I mean, higher low, then the higher low. It was just constant, and once you broke 51 cents, we knew what could happen. 51 cents was a major resistance. If you broke that, I think still target is 62 cents on XRP. You had the reaction low and the confirmation low. Beautiful, man. This was so good looking. Really, really good looking. Nothing's changed. I mean, my God, we did the TA. We've done the analysis. We're just looking at it and repeating the same thing now since it broke a resistance. Okay, 62 cents. See there. And then if you're lucky, if it breaks 62 cents, it's going to 70 cents. Yeah, XRP. They're coming back, man. They're coming back. Okay. So we'll look at XLM in honor of XRP, whatever, the two whatevers. I mean, like last night it did look good-ish, you know, the way it was rounding out. I mean, the way it was like, oh, it was an inverse head and shoulders, you know, it was really getting close to that 41 cent resistance area. I think it's a huge deal when you're above that, like a big, big deal, okay? Anything above 41 cents, I think if you can hold it long enough, which you've not been able to hold it long enough, could take you to 52 cents. All right. So yeah, this one had been a big disappointment. But turning things around with XRP. Okay, it never quite got to a PCZ of a harmonic or anything like that. Which is, I mean, I guess testament to demand. So I think there's a lot of upside on this the longer it stays above 41 cents. That was the consensus before, right? We were talking about, I mean, that was kind of like, hey, trade setup above 41 cents is bullish, anything below it could be bearish, and now you're back above it. So what does that tell you? Sentiment's now better again until you fall below 41 cents. So I think above this long enough, 52 and then 58 cents, same targets. That's been the case. Anything above that 41. All right. That's about it. I don't really know how this or anything else can play out if this bearish divergence plays out. I have no idea. You're just hoping that all that would happen is it would, you know, the bearish divergence would be playing out and there'd be just sideways price action. You know, maybe it does sell off to 55.6 again. It's not really a big deal on the daily at all. No, it's not. I mean, and even if it went down to 52.7, right? That's the 50 area. That's an old resistance. It could be regarded as support for the first time. It hasn't yet. You'd still probably be in the parabolic uptrend. I mean, like, there is definitely a narrative that where it could go down and still eventually this plays out and no technical damage is done. It's just not breaking out yet. So, I mean, the good news, I guess, still is Bitcoin is above that candle high close from February 21st, right? Broke back above it on St. Patrick's Day. Held it. 3 different days, you're above it. You didn't test it today, not yet. But it's just the supply line, man. Really bullish conditions. I mean, the most bullish conditions probably of any asset that exists out there. You know, okay, maybe a couple altcoins, handful of them are, you know, performing a little bit better than Bitcoin right now. But we're talking about an asset with a market cap this size. Nah, nothing, dude. Not even close. Nothing, dude. That's what you had to consider, man. Like, I mean, you try to compare Bitcoin's performance to like these newer S coins that have very small market caps. It's like you can't do that because this one has over $1 trillion market cap. Where those, what are they? Nothing burger. I mean, you know, they have whatever billions, but you get it comparatively. All right. So one asset I've been looking at that actually looks really freaking good. I mean, whatever, you know, no one cares. But and I don't know when it would take off if Bitcoin dumped. It wouldn't take off, excuse me, if Bitcoin dumped. But they're redoing my work here. Yeah, so this is Ethereum Classic and Bitfinex for the data. And I think that Ethereum Classic, very similar to basic attention token before it doubled in value in a period of 2-3 weeks. I think it's, again, the end stages of Wyckoff accumulation, where I think you've jumped across a creek. I think you've had your really nice impulse up and your pullback and a backup. What is called a backup is after the bulls are getting really aggressive. Excuse me, bullers. You back test either the midpoint of the trading range, you just back test the top of the trading range, which is really good. But a lot of times it's talked about that it could back test the freaking creek, which is way down here. So this is a really strong range that's been broken. I think it's a multi-year range, man, and you're back testing the multi-year range as support. And yes, the reason why it's not at $22 right now is the fact that there is this that February of last year peak before the dump, and that was the COVID crash. So yeah, you got that one anomaly that you're trying to break through, but I think you're just there's just absorption of the remaining supply occurring on Ethereum Classic right now. Now, of course, how can it even do that if Bitcoin dumps? It can't. It would dump with Bitcoin and probably come back down to 950 to 987 again. But if this keeps going, 1316 is broken, I just don't be surprised if ETC's headline and it's up at 20 bucks. All right.
Noise. Hey man, would love an update on FTM. Inverse H&S on the 4H and retesting. Thanks.
That one I thought we had, recalibrated. It looked like kind of a falling wedge of some sort. Good to see you, man. Thanks for the super chat. Whatever that super chat was. It was the 29.49 super chat. Thank you, dude. Fantom. So again, ETC, spectacular, lots of upside. Even you can't believe it now, but what it's doing is textbook Wyckoff stuff. Just look here too. I mean, this old support from September and October of 2017 also back tested as support and held, and hidden bullish divergence was there on the daily. Yep, you've rallied and now you're just hitting this high. And once it breaks, man, once the levee breaks, cue up Led Zeppelin, dude. Attendees. Whatever. Yeah, FTM, sure. Yeah, FTM. Hidden bullish divergence is stupidly nice. Oh my god, it's so nice, right? So nice, I have to say it twice. It's amazing, all right? And it's developing and it's maturing. And yeah, we were looking at it like this yesterday. Somewhat of a falling wedge, right? I mean, down-sloping price contraction. You broke out. What I really like is the price action correlation to this February 28th low. You sprung, you back tested the spring before rallying higher. A lot of work to do, though. I mean, you'd think eventually, if Bitcoin doesn't crap out, whatever, and ruin this, eventually 61 cents and 67.5 cents, right? Those targets. FTM's been good to us in the past, and the Gartley, you can't argue. It did rally and made just a common scrub retrace from the high of the harmonic to the low point, and then reverse the downside. Okay, so they don't always go to moon, and what world do you live in to where you would expect that on a harmonic every single time? Like, it's crazy. So whatever. So yeah, it sold off and got down to just lower levels, and I really like that. Anything above 39 cents on FTMs, I think, is powerful, it's strong, it's bullish. Okay, and you broke the supply line, clearly. So you haven't back tested it yet. But for the first time since the high to low was anchored, you have hit a 23% retrace. You get very small pullbacks there. There's a reaction occurring at that fib node, that shallow fib node, above the 200 moving average. Very nice. You tested that. I think anything about that 200 moving average is really strong too. So, yep, just patience at this point. If one said, hey man, I liked the way it was analyzed yesterday, I liked FTM, it's okay, it's not bad. Just pray for Bitcoin, because I mean, look, it's just, that is really, in bearish conditions or normal conditions, really major sell-offs occur here. But in bullish conditions, it's not like that at all. So you just got to be cautious. And I'm going to keep saying it. Almost every altcoin, because it's like a disclaimer. He is like everything. Hey, it's springtime for altcoins. It's like the altcoin spring is upon us, but it could be a trap, because if this is the macro, it dictates all these altcoins, and all their bearish looking, structures and Wyckoff accumulation will be folly. It will not play out if a major reversal happens here, which you think that's, I don't know, the way these altcoins are looking across the markets is just makes you think a little bit more optimistic about Bitcoin. Okay. Right, we know it could sell off and go down to 52K and still be fine. That's your FTM. That's the only request today. Thanks for taking it easy on me, I guess. Whatever. Another one that was looking pretty freaking good. Yeah. Pretty freaking good was EOS. That did the same stuff that Tron did in its own right. I got a channel here, but but it was really all about this. It was all about 368 is a big deal. It's a support resistance from history, right? Very big deal. And look what happened at that level, right? That ice line. You sold, like you sprung March 6th. You back tested that ice line March 12th once. Nice rally. Then a sell-off and the confirmation of the secondary test. Some market participants just wanted to make sure that that critical ice line is for real a support before more bids would come in. I mean, that was a great entry. Like, it just is strategic entries on a second low on a spring back test. Beautiful. And then, hey, you know what you had on that secondary test? You had just a smidge of hidden bullish divergence. Wow. Nice combination of variables that's yielded a 21% appreciation in value in 4 days. I think that's pretty amazing, right? What's up, CBT, man? Thank you, dude.
Mitch, how's it going?
Thanks again, dude.
Do you mind taking a look at GRT?
No, I don't mind looking at GRT at all. All right, it's that harmonic that was just this close from hitting that PCZ or PRZ, but was too strong and began to reverse just a few percentage points above it. See how we look at it. So EOS, anything above 423, I think has a real nice probability of running it up to. See, there's some chop all over the place, right? That's what I hate about EOS, dude. There are so many potential reversal points. Like, you're at one right now from February 24th. And if you go a little bit higher, there's another potential major reversal area at 472. Look at the swing lows here, the swing highs, congestion here. It's tough, man. Like, that's why I don't like these as much, Like, but I like how the price action correlated, in February last year, went straight up, straight down. But it didn't go straight up, straight down every time after that. I like this straight down, straight up action too. The first time in history it ever regarded these areas, right? It created the lows straight down, straight up. So, and then you had seen like straight up before, straight down before, and then straight up, straight down. So you think the initial creation and the one from last year give you, that's just a way, hey, how do we target on a breakout? I think, like, though it could reverse somewhere in between because there's some chop, that would be at 531 for an equitable target for a trade setup. Okay. Anyway. VeChain marching, yep. We did look at VeChain earlier. There's not much to really look at. It's incredible. I really like this uptrend we're in. It's just pretty. chart art stuff, channel art, respecting that supply line, the upsloping resistance, and it's been respecting the living crap out of the demand line, the upsloping support. A little overbought, and the target eventually, you think psychologically speaking, market participants would probably want to get this thing to 10 cents. But you got to break the supply line that's been regarded pretty well this way up. So really strong. But man, this one was showing. Look, remember what I just talked about with ETC? Hello, are you here? There's a few of y'all here, right? I mean, maybe 972. So I don't know, like. No one watches on the weekend. I get it. Or, you know, numbers are going to be down. But look, dude. What was VeChain doing? Just telling you, dude. VeChain broke its Wyckoff range, rallied to the next resistance, double topped up there, then sold off. Yes, it sold off and back tested the top of the range for months. And, then rallied to insane levels, right? The composite operator acquired his position. He was done, and the initial phase of accumulation was complete on this markup. But the pullback, the backup, I would call the backup here, manifested into a parabolic run to insane levels. So, ETC, hello. You're in this, you're back October last year, but you're ETC and you're now, right? You get what I'm saying? So just don't forget about it. There are opportunities on this market, assuming Bitcoin doesn't get volatile and violent for some of these altcoins. All right. Is that it? Oh, GRT, yep. Yep, GRT was almost there, man, just couldn't make it. But what did we talk about yesterday? Maybe the reason why you're not getting there is because of this little support from Valentine's Day. What happened? You held it. You could never fall below. I mean, yeah, you had a couple candle close below it. You can clearly see the price action correlation there. You back tested it, you held it as support, and then you took off. But you're not out of the woods yet. It could easily, if Bitcoin sells off, make it all the way down to the PCZ again, or for the first time, technically. But if it stays above 168 long enough, you're thinking 204 is a target. 204, and then after 204, I mean, 220 would be reasonable, because if you're trading the harmonic, you want to take targets the top of the harmonic pattern, A and C, gets the T and A. And then if you ever broke that, I would think that there's this high from 245, but really 270. And on an asset like GRT, oh man, what this thing's capable of, I wouldn't rule it out for a second that 271 and $3 could be targets eventually. What it's doing right now, man, just look at this low, the same low, now higher lows. Bullish continuation stuff.
King Nokia had leaped since forever.
So great, Fox. Thanks, dude. Yep, Nokia. Weekly harmonic pattern. Hold it. One could hold it for a year to 2 years, and it would probably be fruitful based on the technicals on the chart, and the narrative of the harmonic would be like 5G or something, right?
Mitch, sup buddy, love your work, been looking at this NFT coin wax, peep it if you can. Thanks bro.
Thanks Christopher. Yeah, wax, I haven't looked at that in a long time. Man, we had a successful spring backtest trade setup from like 2 years ago that went insane. It was amazing. Yeah, wax, man. I need to add that to my watch list. That's an NFT platform. Yeah, that's right. That only on Bitfinex. Wow, for the US dollar pairing. Yeah, but it's kind of played out. And see, this is like, dude, you get like, all right, man. There were so many good times to go long on this. I mean, we were back looking at it before its huge markups, man. So the NFT craze, you could understand why these are like straight lines up once that NFT stuff started taking off. So there's no edge here or anything. There was no resistance. Well, where it reversed really. Okay, let's swing low right there. Try to set it up 31 cents and then a high. So 31, 36, 39 cents. You're just consolidating now. I don't know how deep it's going to go. There's no buyer exhaustion at all on this. It's just the oscillators are resetting. I mean, obviously, at this point, the lowest risk entry for wax would be down at 15.3 cents. But will you ever get there? I don't know, man. Like, you may never get there. So you're in the middle of a zone, right? Between 15 cents and 31 cents, 30 cents, right? Oh, wow. So it's really tough to be like, oh, great time to go long now when there's no support looking left to back up your reason for going long, right? Down 12.5% today. So you could imagine if Bitcoin pulls back, like really reverses off the bearish divergence that is fully developed. Oh, God, this is going to be terrible for wax, probably. But this is probably really illiquid, as we could just see a 2% swing in a second. So, yeah, illiquid, I guess. Yeah, you're just... there was hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour that played out, but it manifested only into a much lower high than the previous highs, and sell-off continues. But eventually, you fall any lower, you could end up eventually making MACD bullish divergence in the 4-hour, but... I don't know, we could just try to play with it here. I mean, that's it, dude. That's literally at 1 and 2 on the top, and then I anchor down, it's at 1 and 2 on the bottom. And now the heart line, I guess, you're just bouncing off that heart line. So you're just in a downtrend, a short-term downtrend. And one could consider it possibly bullish consolidation, maybe. All right, you flip the chart over, man. Oh my God, this has been a terrible downtrend, and you're just upsloping your consolidation. You know, it could run all the way up to 15 cents, you know, in this correction before bouncing and running to much higher levels. There you go, wax. I know that Shaylin, my graphics guy, has been talking to me about publishing some of these NFTs on wax because the gas fees are so high. There are very few to no gas fees on this platform. It's very similar to Rarible, I think. Anyway, speaking of Rarible, there's still, and this may be the case for the rest of time, right? This may never change, but you know, if you want to own one of the best NFTs ever created, I just linked it, okay? One person's bought. Okay, that's your wax coin. Very liquid craziness. Alright, so is there anything else? Nope. Nope, no more requests. But OXT, right? A consolidation pattern that broke upwards, and it ran up. It ran up to its highest level since August of 2020. Hit an 88% retrace before pulling back. And it all started with a harmonic double bottom back test on that confirmation low of old resistance supports. It was a spring back test of spring, ascending triangle, trade setup, successful trade setup, pulled back, and then look, same thing, kind of a backup happened. It's like if you got back above 50 cents, you were really bullish. You got back above 50 cents, ran up, right, you hit a target measure move of that neutral pattern, the symmetrical triangle, and created another symmetrical triangle season. So, I mean, that is the highest level where traders settled up ever. So it'd be cool to get on the 4-hour. It'd be cool to close today above 85 cents, and you would have history, a record. All right, OXT. If you're a patron, you knew this thing, what it was doing, what it was capable of, what it was setting up for. Look at it now, man. Right, that's what pays to stay in the Patreon. So, less than 1 hour until your daily candle close. Hit the like button, that bell, that sub if you're enjoying the live stream. If you're enjoying the first day of spring and altcoins sprouting. Thanks. Oh my goodness. What was once amazing still looks amazing, right? This is a trade setup posted, I think the first trade setup of the month for patrons. PNT. Right, entry was down around 129, 130-ish area. And one target, or two targets achieved. There's another one at 259, not quite there yet. I think it's gonna get there. Dude, this one, the way it looks, if the macro doesn't roll over, which that's very possible. If the macro doesn't roll over, you're talking like, this thing could be going to over $3. Once it breaks 259, $3, and then 360 after that. Those are your outer targets, your inner fib extensions or whatever. But I'm just saying, like, if you still owned this because you're a patron and you took the trade setup, you know, instead of like completely exiting, one could like leave 10% in of their position and see how high it could go, right? And one move stop up, whatever. But this is just one, man, that who knows what it could turn into. It's so bullish right now. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, over and over and over again. Yeah, what's in the Patreon, Dan Green? And I mean, trade setups, education, and you gain access to one of the most informative educational communities that exist in the Patreon Discord chat. When you join it and you start utilizing it and asking questions and all that, you'll be like, oh my God, why did I not find this or join this sooner? And your trading game, if you invest in yourself as a patron, you give me 30 days of you just working on yourself. I'm telling you, man, you will be able to better read charts, better be able to size up opportunity at low risk areas. Just because there are 1,300 patrons, man, and we've held on to that number for 3+ months now. You know, I can't help that we keep accumulating, but like before that, it's not like I just had success in January. This thing's been going on for 3+ years. It's just now, oh, everyone's finding out about it, you know, because the crypto stuff's booming. So that's what's going on with Patreon, okay, since you asked. Yeah, man, not really looking, I mean, it's pretty weak 4 hour right now after failing to break that supply line, and that's like the whole, I mean, hopefully it could be a lesson to some people that tried to buy a breakout or something this morning where Bitcoin again hit as high as $59,928. You heard me, 59,928, and now we're at 58,368. Another one that to me was looking really good was IOTA. Really, really good, man. I mean, to me, it's like, yeah, there's no ascending triangle or anything, but to me, like the psychology of what's happening at this 140 area, I think it's exceptional. Right, I mean, there's that peak from February 13th. Yeah, you up thrusted through it, but then afterwards, like resistance, resistance, resistance. Oh, maybe it could be support. But what happened beforehand? You know, we're talking about resistance. What about support? 121. What is that for IOTA? A spring and a back test of a spring. Where does it go back to? You got to go all the way back to the year 2018 in July. Understand, right? July of 2018, you saw that price action correlation to that last real ice line. It's the last ice line. You sprung, you back tested the spring 5 days ago, And now look where you are now. All right, at this point, I think eventually, unless Bitcoin craps out, which it could, all right, it could. All these parties are going to get ruined. This will turn into double top and dump, whatever. But if Bitcoin doesn't reverse, I think 192 eventually on IOTA. You rode the 200 moving average as well. You tested it for the first time since February 1st on that back test of the spring. It was surgical. It was beautiful. So anything above 140 long enough, I think the probability increases that you go to 192. All right, so IOTA looks actually really good. The accumulation with somewhat of a certain sell wall. The sell wall's technically been broken. It's not always about all perfect looking patterns. It's about critical thinking at critical areas, right? I mean, it's kind of impossible to argue with this high right here being respected so much resistance, and now you're above it and you're holding it for now. Only after doing something extremely bullish. That's it. And as we only have 51 minutes and change to go to the daily close, Bitcoin is getting near its lowest point of the 4-hour candle so far, where it got as low earlier as, near the beginning of the 4-hour candle, 58,151. You're at 58,288. Could very well see that again.
I'm so frustrated because the Patreon trade setups always go past targets. Must be a scam, sir.
Thank you, Jameson Alexander. Yeah, well, when you apply traditional technical analysis to a non-traditional market, this is what happens, Larry. Yeah, and so you have to have a certain type of plan where instead of completely exiting on the third target, one could leave a little on the table and let it run. But when market conditions get out of these insanely bullish ones, you're going to be thankful that the third target got hit. Sweet children of summer. So many children of summer joining this market. Never seen a normal market before. And the only reason they're here is because of the crazy bullish conditions. So, first world problems. Okay, man. What a stream. Riveting. I'm sure there's much else to talk about. This is going to be one of those standard 60-minute streams. Saturday. You're barely hanging on, man. I think you break 58,000, 58.3 or whatever. See the demand line around 56.9 or so. Okay, dude. I guess we just pick a random S coin and just look at it. Theta, really bullish looking still. Eventually $10. You think that would keep up? And then T-Fuel, kind of similar, and it's amazing bullish conditions. Like, good God, dude. One of the best performing assets out there. BAT also actually looks pretty interesting. I know it's down 6% plus. It actually looked better last night. Now it doesn't look as good. You know, you're about to go test 108. What's 108? I don't know, man. Oh yeah, 108 was the all-time high from January 8th, 2018. That's what you're headed towards, or what you just tested. Testing as support, but obviously, you know, the time to be getting in on BAT was down around 48 to 50 cents. It was set up perfectly. It was a trade setup, beginning of the month. It was actually technically posted the night of February 28th. So if you didn't rage quit the Patreon, you actually got a bonus trade setup that played out like this, stupidly. Again, well over doubled in value. Like 150% gains or something on that trade. So that's why it's like having a 3-to-1 reward risk is great. You know, this one goes up 150%, another one fails. Okay, you're practicing proper reward risk. Great, win 33% of your trades, and you still make a lot of money. So.
Michael Parker tipped $25.
Yeah, why not, man?
Since we have
Nothing else
some
going
time,
on.
will we be able to revisit Ford?
Ford. Hit the 618. The 618. It's a straight line up, dude. It's a straight line up. It's a major resistance, major potential reversal point. That 618. Throughout history, over and over and over. Wow. Yeah, look, dude. I mean, support from 2004. Support from, from April 2004, October 2004. Look, resistance from August 2010. Support from October 2014. Resistance from December 2016. Resistance from January 2018. And here we are, resistance. So I think a pullback on Ford could be, extremely warranted. That's insane, man. It's the same wave. There's no pullback at all. So at an area like this, it's definitely where that could occur. But eventually what would probably happen is it would pull back, make a common mild retrace, pivot, back test something that was once support as support again before going to eventually test $16 and $17, which is, I think, kind of the target. It's been the case. Yes, why? 17 bucks. Look left, man. That's it, dude. 2002, 2004, 2010, 2013, 2014. That's it. That's your target eventually. But yeah, you're talking second target hit, if you were going to look at this just conservatively eventually. And we were talking about, hey, man, you just hold this long term, forget about it. Man, it got to those targets way faster than I would have thought. But hey, it was the monthly, man. There was everything on this, the monthly. It's one of the best looking harmonics I've ever seen. It's one of the largest harmonics I've ever seen in my whole life too. We're talking November 2008 to March 2020. We're talking a 12-year large bullish Gartley. It sprung in 2009 and it back tested the spring in March 2020. The spring back test of lows from 1991 and 1992. And then you had bullish divergence on that COVID crash low on that spring back test at the PCZ, the 786 and the 1414 for the extension. It was perfect, man. And so, you're thinking eventually on the monthly, you're talking 23.59, 29.67, eventually 47.26. Yeah, to all-time highs. Yes. Forward all-time highs at some point in the future off this. It could take a year plus, 2 years, 3 years.
/USD, please?
What's up, Bills? Thanks, Steve, for 20. Yep. Thanks. Mm-hmm. I don't really know what exchange you want me to look at. I guess I'll just do this one.
This record is a message to young people.
Oh wow, pretty amazing. Holy crap.
Under the age
What? Kind of. Wow, so choppy. Good God.
to people under the age of
What's going on with this one? There's so much data, but it's like, what? Hey, good look. This one. Yeah, I like this in the short term. Okay, look at this data. There's so much on AMP. It's crazy, right? Chop everywhere. But I like the request, man. I really like it. It looks like a textbook bullish Gartley. Just eyeballing it. We'll see here if we're right. My God, dude, it is perfect. Literally every touch point is perfect, dude. Yep, I love it too because it's coming after a nice correction and it's down at congestion areas. This is it, man. This is the stuff you're looking for. Assets like this. This is the holy grail stuff, man. So unfortunately, you only got a reaction. You haven't gotten confirmation. You're hitting that 200 moving average, and you're bearishly engulfing right now in the 4 hours. So if you get another chance, if the price was able to get back down to 83 cents or so, it could be go time. It could be definitely go time. Look what else is so cool about this. Look, you had a breakout, right? You broke a downsloping resistance. This is perfect. Yeah, perfect. So I think it's something like this.
So funny to see the moon boys and girls with their scrub money moaning that their moon stocks are falling. Welcome to crypto newbies. Hodl for grown EPS.
Thank you, patient trader, for the threes. I mean, on something like this, eventually, you know, eventually 50%, easy. Right, look at the high from February 19th. Okay, that's one. Get another one. Man, that's the prop, dude. There's so many resistance points. It's like, second one could be slightly above the 618 at that high from October 17th, my birthday of last year. Nice. This is the mid-trade birthday target, and third target could be a little more insane, you know, where we just, hey, we're going for, oh, it's crypto, it's insane, it's crazy. There you go, right? That's definitely a way to look at it. Perfect, man. Eventually. So you want nothing to do with this asset below 76 cents, right? That's your zone. That's where you want to hold. If you hold that long enough, I really think these targets are going to get hit eventually. Pray for Bitcoin, of course, always. But dang, dude, you cannot argue with me. This is perfect setup for higher prices eventually. Okay? You got me? Saturday stream, man. Wow. Amazing request, Bills. Amazing, dude. Okay? Are we coolio? Whatever. Glad we got something out of the stream. Alright. Alright, we'll see how it plays out. Pay attention to it. I'm adding it to my watch list for sure. Going on a newer S coin, but it's going on that watch list. I've been live for about an hour now.
Hi from the land of tulips, smiley face, you are great, Mitch. Can we look at fused or used depending on which one you like more as an upside potential?
Sure, thank you, Alex, for the 28 euro super chat. Yeah. Wi-Fi kind of broke at the beginning, like in that range. I anchored February 24th because that was the first high from the low to high, and everything after that correlated to that first high. And you're now broken and you back tested it and you held it. I think Wi-Fi I set up for much higher levels eventually. The way it's going, you're in such, look, this is one of those other ones where, right, it was a trade setup that did wonderfully. It played, it took a while, but it finally got insane levels. It was perfect. but it's back down, but it's only making higher lows again. A clear amounts of accumulation going on, where I think this eventually will see 3,500, 36, 70 cents again, 76 again, and eventually, if you're able to have an open mind, possibly $6,472 again on YFII. I mean, the DeFi market had been doing really well before NFTs, and now they've been taking a back seat. But to me, it doesn't look like it's over. It's just this is the exact type of price action that would get a scrub to just forget about an asset and move on to the DeFi market and just mouth breathe and FOMO into other coins that are going nuts, right? Like a Wax or something. So, I mean, this one still to me looks very promising. It's reversed off of the bullish bullish sharp pattern. Bullish sharp pattern is taking its time, but you're just getting really close to a major zone where if you break it, huge swings to the upside could occur. Here's your zone. It needed to be visualized. YFI, I am still loving it, man. Still loving it. Okay.
Can you look at CAS/BTC KuCoin on the daily? Looking juicy, 0.010979942 ETH.
Some new things, dude, for the Ethereum contribution. Yeah, we'll look at your Bitcoin pair. Sure. Never looked at this in my life. Or I have no memory of this place. Pretty awesome area. Wow, not bad, dude. Not bad at all. Not bad, dude. A very interesting spot here. Man, I wish you'd have asked about it freaking 2 days ago. God. Spring back test of spring stuff, man. Yeah, I think eventually the target's 3,122. That's your first target. Your second target is 4,023. Third target, 4,880. All right, so I think that's where you're going. I don't think it's going back down to this area. You back tested the spring once or twice. Convergence. I think the target again, 3,122. You're bullish as crap on this until it falls below this zone. Okay, I will see it 3,122 eventually from here. I mean, sure, it could go back down. Bitcoin is kind of, it's near its session lows, or its lows. I mean, it's almost at session lows. It's barely green on the day, but it's gonna be really tough for any of these assets to perform while Bitcoin's doing what it's doing. If it's gonna sell off more, if it breaks 58,000, dude, a lot of these altcoins could be traps in the short term, where stops get triggered and they sell off and whatever. So. Yeah, you're in a real good spot, and I think that from here, from what it's just done, the target's 3,122 eventually, 4,023, then 4,880. It's one at a time. It's like that's going to be a profit-taking level, major potential reversal area. It sells off, makes a higher low, and then breaks it and goes to 4,023. Same thing, then 4,880. All right, good-looking chart on CAS to BTC. Okay, that's it. Wow, so I take back what I said. I looked at the wrong asset, a trash coin, accidentally, but it was amazing. So okay, dude. Been live over an hour, so gonna wrap it up. There's nothing going on today. It's like whatever. And it looks like support's about to get broken on Bitcoin after failing and failing and failing to break $60,000, failing to break supply line. Yep, it just like one top, looking like a second mini local top for now. I mean, you're just at a point where you break it, you're going straight down. You're going to drop over 1,000 points if this breaks February 21st, okay? And just don't forget the bearish divergence. That's it, man. Right? So I'll be back. Till next time, respect the T. Hey.